Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the As Seen on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 3, Episode 19, A Curious Thing. This week, Snow White ends up being the one who casts the second curse. The curse in Storybrooke is now officially broken, and the baby is practically here. But first, before we go into that, I'm your host, Dom, and with me I have my co-hosts, the Wicked Witch herself, Clio.
Hello. Hello. I am quite wicked. I have to be quiet, I'm sorry.
It's okay. And Rachel.
If you're wicked, I guess I'll be evil.
Nice, we get Wicked versus Evil.
Although
right
I would
here
prefer
tonight.
to be Regina.
I know, right?
Regina.
You're not the only one.
Not the only one. So, that is an interesting green screen behind you, Cleo.
Yes. Yes, I have made it appear as if I were sitting in a closet.
Yes, and being really quiet because other people are in the next room trying to sleep, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that is a perfect green screen, and you're really playing the part well. Like, I can totally feel you acting like you're trying to be quiet and everything. It's great.
Thank you, I'm preparing for a role.
Yes, I love it. And it's daytime out by
It's
7,
daytime.
and
Yes.
it's 10:45 at night here, so very
7
upset
o'clock.
at that fact. Anyway,
Almost 8.
what did you guys think of this episode?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good, really
Mhm.
good. Why was it so good?
It's building up to that ending. We're finally seeing what the hell happened.
Yeah. They know what happened a year ago, and so do we. We have the full picture now.
Henry
it's
has
like-
his memories back.
Yes.
Yeah, and it seems like they're pushing the outlaw queen relationship even more.
I love that. I love that
Oh,
ship tag.
Yeah.
It's great. Outlaw Queen.
Yeah, outlaw queen. Were you guys surprised to find out that Robin Hood and Regina hated each other in the Enchanted Forest?
No, I
don't
thought that
think
was
they
funny.
I don't think they hated each other. They just had that bickering back and forth. They had a mutual attraction, but they didn't want to admit it, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of fans were speculating that Robin Hood and Regina may have been married during the missing year, and came to Storybrooke and didn't know it. So I'm slightly disappointed that did
yeah.
not pan out that way. But I still
Yeah.
think that this is quite entertaining as well.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
The back and forth is pretty entertaining.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Were you guys surprised that Regina was still helping and didn't kind of like fall back to her old ways?
No, I think Henry, her love of Henry and his love for her really has changed her.
And she kept her heart, so.
She did.
I think it's changed her. I think she's finally realized that, it's not necessarily the only way.
Yeah.
Being evil and mean and revengeful and spiteful.
Yeah. So we find out the key to breaking the curse itself was actually the storybook. I originally thought that the storybook was written by August. That's the impression I got in the first season. Because you see him later take it from Henry and he's editing it. He's putting more pages into the book. So I originally thought he had planted it as a way to try to break the curse and get Emma to believe. But we find out that that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought that because
Mm-hmm.
I never
thought
thought
he was
August would
fixing
put
it.
that much effort into it.
I thought August was fixing it because it got in the water.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't
He
fixing
was-
it. He literally added he added pages to it that didn't exist before. And I remember because I just actually rewatched that first two seasons, and when Henry got the book back after August planted it back under Emma's car, that Henry's going through it, and he's like, "There's stories in here that weren't in here before." And so yeah, he had added to it. So just the addition to add stories and make it look like it was part of the book all along because they were consistent or whatever. That's what made me think that it was August's book, because they introduced him as a writer and all that stuff. So it seemed, and he had the typewriter in the box. It seemed like that was the case to me. But it turns out that it's not, and it almost feels like it's a failsafe that the curse kind of generated to break itself. Like where else would this book just materialize? Because we saw it's linked to Snow White. Like it was originally found from her, and once again it's found by her. And Emma looked in the box. There was no book.
Well,
Snow White
Yeah,
looks
we
moments
saw there
later,
was no
and
book.
there
Well,
it is.
I thought that Emma found it, but she said she didn't because she didn't want Henry to get his memories back. Because they had that long talk, her and Snow.
No, they showed the shot.
I don't know. It didn't look like Emma looked completely underneath everything, but
They showed the shot of the bare bottom of the chest
Yeah,
before Emma put the clothes back in, and there was nothing.
yeah.
It only materialized for Snow.
The book would have taken up the whole bottom of the box, so
Sure.
it's that big. So
well,
Yeah.
you know, in a way, she found it, but she didn't find it because she didn't want him to get his. She didn't believe anymore. She didn't want him to believe.
yeah, we were just talking about this a few episodes ago. How I would love to see the dynamic. On the other, we get a little taste of that, but I feel like that could have been played out a little bit more, like expanded over an episode or two. I think it
Trying to
would
get
have been a
Henry
little
to
more-
believe.
Yeah, I think it would have had a little more impact to it. It just seemed kind of like a rush plot point at this point, but it was still
I
kind of
just
cool
think-
to see.
Yeah, because it's something that Henry already believed in. He just
Mhm.
didn't know he believed it.
Yeah.
So making that take up a whole episode, I don't think would have been satisfying.
Yeah, I don't mean like be the focal point, but just like an underlying thing in the background somewhere, and then it just
Yeah.
stand over. I think would have been a little bit better, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Storybrooke Land of the Past, they go and look, and they're trying to find a way to stop Zelina, and they go to Rumpel, who helped them break the curse the first time around. And Rumpel leads them to Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, who's banished to
It's
the,
to the
north,
north.
of the Enchanted Forest, not Oz.
Mhm.
So then we got to see a door where she was hidden behind or whatever, and with the pure of heart riddle that was going on, and you see Snow White and Charming enter, and then there's just this awesome little moment where Regina tries to enter and she can't, and she
Yeah.
just gets aggravated and slams the door.
Yeah,
But
that's
so
funny.
yeah, it was hysterical. So then we meet Glinda. But I don't know, it seemed like a little bit of a lackluster kind of appearance for her. She didn't really give us, as viewers, any new information. This is kind of stuff we already knew.
Well, she says she was friends with Zelina before, and she helped her, focused her magic, and gave her the pendant. And that maybe that's a doorway. They're going to go down that, her past a little more. Maybe Glinda helped her in a way, and Zelina chose the wicked road.
And I think that the pendant is going to be a significant thing. She told us the pendant was significant. We didn't know that before.
It housed her power.
Right.
It focused her power. So without it, she has no way to focus. So she can't be that strong.
Right. Yeah, because something had to have happened because she was powerful before she got that necklace.
Yes. But not as powerful as she is now.
Right. So it's not like she would be powerless, but I don't know, maybe...
But she would be weak enough
Right.
for Emma and Regina to take her out.
Right.
Mhm.
But did you guys also notice that Glinda had the same
Yep,
one on
Yes.
her chest, but in white?
it was white.
Yeah. Diamond
Mhm.
version. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think,
I really hope we see Glinda again.
yes.
I hope we do. If they're going to tell Zelina's backstory, then we're going to have to see Glinda again because she's part of it.
Yeah, I hope we see her more in present day, but I know for a fact we will be seeing her in flashbacks.
Yeah.
So,
I think no, not Glinda. I think Zelina's pendant might have been white originally. And when she gave into the envy and all
Turn
that
green.
crap,
that
turned
is
green.
interesting. Now, come to think of it, I don't remember in the backstory episode we had where she turned green. I don't remember
Yeah, she didn't
if
have
the
it.
pendant was on her, and I don't
No,
remember.
she may not have.
Yeah, I'm not,
But maybe Glinda coaxes her back to good
I don't know.
for a little bit, And
For a
then
little bit.
That's so funny.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Because obviously it didn't last long.
No.
No.
So Hook tries to do the honorable thing. And he tries to get Henry out of Storybrooke. He knows that Henry's in danger. And he wants to protect him for not only for himself, but for a little bit of Emma too. Like, it's obviously there in the background, but he is trying to do the right thing. He's not looking for an ulterior motive, but I'm sure it's in the back of his mind too. But doing this also gets him in trouble with Emma. It seems like Hook can't win. Damned if he does, damned if he don't.
No, he didn't
can't
tell
win.
her.
You wanna why? Because he keeps thinking like a pirate, and he's like, how can I handle this on my own? If he told the truth from the beginning, we wouldn't have this problem.
He's like, he wanted to tell her, but he didn't. It's like, just
And he
spit it out,
lied in front of
dude.
her and Regina, and he couldn't take
Yeah.
it back. And it's like, God damn it, Hook.
But
Just spit it out, man. Just spit it out.
he's thinking like a pirate because he is a pirate.
Well,
I know.
Well, he didn't start off as a pirate.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't start off, but he's clinging. He's still clinging to the pirate.
To that prestige, to that whole pirate life, but he's gonna have to give it up. Either that or give up Emma.
Yeah, that's true. In the whole battle, where we saw the protection of Henry and stuff, the flying monkeys come in, and not only do we see Hook shoot them, we see Emma shoot one, we see Charming slice one with the sword or whatever. Did they just kill a bunch of their friends?
Yes.
Yep. Did they kill Aurora and Prince Philip?
I fucking hope not. Prince Philip, actually, I hope. It's not that I don't like Philip.
You just want her.
Not that I don't like
alone.
Philip. Philip's cool. I just,
You just want
there
her
needs to be
alone.
something that drives Mulan and Aurora together, because that has to happen.
I mean, it's good, but I just don't see those two together.
But now Little John is gone, the seven dwarves.
I know.
It's
We
like-
don't know, but we don't know how many. We don't know how many she has. These
Those
could be
could have
people.
been the Munchkins from Munchkin Land.
Yeah, they could be people we don't know.
This is true, but they also, we don't know for sure what happened to them. We don't know if they died or if they got sent back to Oz or
Yeah.
whatever the case, because we just see them like
They
almost
vaporize.
vaporize, but we don't know if that was like a teleport or, we don't, because there's no corpse, so we don't know for sure if they're dead.
Yeah. Don't
So-
know.
Did that happen the last time they killed flying monkeys?
I believe this is the first time we've seen a flying monkey die.
Yeah, this
Oh.
is the first time they've seen him killed.
So, yeah. Then Regina embraces Henry shortly after touching the storybook, and Henry gets his memories back first, and Regina, by kissing Henry on the forehead, very similar to what happened in season 1 with Emma, is actually the one that breaks the curse. Was this a bit of a surprising twist for you guys?
Yes.
I love it, yes. It was a good surprise. It was like
Great.
she's starting to redeem herself a little more. A little bit.
And I mean, it is true love. She really does love Henry. He's
Mhm.
her son.
Yeah. And then shortly after that, Zelina comes in. She tries to kill off Henry, and Emma ends up using her magic. So what Regina has been teaching her actually came in handy. And we find out that this light magic that Emma has is actually Zelina's weakness, which then they confirm again in a flashback that we see when they're doing this. So is Emma the only one that can actually defeat Zelina, or do you think there's another way?
The
I
baby?
think she's the only one who can break the pendant.
Probably.
Like, she's
yeah.
the only one who can get close enough to break the pendant, and then I think her and Regina need to team up to take her down.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. But, I guess the baby, maybe, like you just said, Rachel, could do it, but probably not as a baby. So it would have to grow up a little bit, and by that time it's too late because Zelina's already going to cast whatever she's trying to cast.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, if Zelina as a baby made the hurricane or tornado, whatever, to pick her up and take her away.
Yeah. I think it's if the baby feels threatened or feels
Mhm.
enough like
It's a defense
something.
mechanism.
Yeah. It would be defense.
So do you think that that's what's going to happen? Do you think Hook's going to end up kissing Emma still, despite Emma?
Well,
Because he didn't say anything.
Right, he didn't say why.
He just said his lips were cursed, but he didn't say what they were doing. He didn't know if it...
I was like, just tell her, dipshit.
If you say your lips are cursed, you don't know if that means that they were cursed to tell a lie. They could be cursed for any number of reasons, and she doesn't know. So if they still end up kissing and Emma loses her powers, the baby is probably going to defend itself, and... I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm still convinced that this time travel thing is actually going to happen, but...
We'll see.
We will see. I've been wrong about everything thus far. Like,
yeah, me too.
We find out now that Snow White was the one that actually enacted the Dark Curse.
Oh,
here.
I know.
And
yeah, that was unexpected.
This was our guest last week, and I believe Clio was it Clio or Rachel? One of you two mentioned Snow White or Charming being a possibility.
I don't think it was me.
I think we kind of collectively thought it's probably one of them. Because Regina can't do it because she already lost what...
she doesn't have what matters most.
I was convinced it was Hook. Even all the way up to when they were talking and they're like... Charming's like, oh, just take my heart and this. And she's like, no, we need the father. Oh, let's find another way. And I was still at that moment going, Hook. I go, the thing he loves most is the Jolly Roger. And we don't know where the Jolly Roger is. So he's going to find the quote-unquote heart of the Jolly Roger. And sacrifice that, and that's why we haven't seen it.
But that never would have worked because Hook doesn't use magic. And the only reason Snow was able to do it was because she has the product of true love in her stomach.
Mm.
The only reason Snow was able to cast that curse. She would not have been able to do it any other way because she doesn't use magic.
Yeah.
Not to say that Snow White doesn't have magic, she's just never used it. We don't know if she does.
That's true, but I feel like someone who's her innate magical ability is not strong enough to cast the curse without practice. She's never practiced magic.
No, she's exactly. I say she might have it, but she's never practiced it. She's never honed it. She's never matured it.
Yeah, but Rachel's going, oh, taking the heart of the Jolly Roger. That's ridiculous. So is Peter Pan being Rumpel's father, and guess what? I got that right.
You got that. You nailed that shit.
I nailed it.
That was the whole point.
You're gonna ride those coattails.
Complete fluke. I pulled that one out of my ass.
This whole TV show is ridiculous. That's why it's so much fun to watch.
So I was expecting, because I was just like, oh, Jolly Roger, it's gone. That's it. And then we find out that's not the case. It was Snow White. She has Regina rip out Charming's heart and use it for the curse. And I'm sitting there going, what the... what? He's alive. What?
I know. I was like, he's alive. What happened? What the hell's going on?
Well, we saw honestly, before they did the whole split the heart in half, I thought that it was going to be like with the first curse, because Charming gets killed as the curse was taking effect. Well, he ends up in Storybrooke in a coma.
He was in a coma. He wasn't killed. He was in between. Well, he wasn't dead yet when the curse came in. And
he was pretty nearly almost dead.
He was
exactly, but
yeah.
he
was mostly dead.
Right.
He was mostly dead. Someone gave him a chocolate hazelnut.
I'm sitting there going, please tell me that there's not a third twin.
No, I don't think he was triplets.
What? Oh, that'd have been hilarious.
That would have been super awkward. But yeah, then Regina ends up ripping out Snow White's heart.
You know she didn't want to do it. You can tell on her face.
Yeah, she really didn't want to do it.
She didn't even want to kill Charming in the first place.
No, she didn't. She was just like, I can't. I mean, when they were saying their goodbyes, she was just like, had her back to them, and she was just like, oh.
So, yeah, and then you just see her crack that thing in half like an apple.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was so funny. I was like, it's how you crack an apple in half.
Exactly. It was great.
I've done that once.
Yeah, it's super
really fun.
super fun. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole scene was great. And then she goes, "Well, my heart is enough for both of us to survive," which actually was foreshadowed at the beginning of the episode, with Regina and Robin Hood, and they were talking about the feelings Regina felt like not having the heart, and Robin Hood said, well, we could
We could share.
We could share mine.
I can
or
feel
something
for
like
both
that.
of us.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's nice to know that they did tell us that she can feel, just not as much as
Yeah.
In the same way.
So I thought that was kind of cool that they foreshadowed that at the beginning of the episode, and then we find
I
out.
was so. Oh my god! You have
shoves
no
the heart
idea
back
how
into Charming,
happy I
and he
am.
just pops up, and he the look on his face, he was shocked. So I don't know, like I'm so confused with how ripping the heart out works and all that, because we've seen before people's body turn to dust as soon as their heart is destroyed. And
Have we seen them turn to dust?
I haven't seen anyone turn to dust.
yeah, we have.
Who?
This is the part that really confused me, because the stable boy turned to dust shortly after, and then his corpse appears later on in Storybrooke after it had turned to dust.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Somebody else in season 1.
Grant. I mean,
No, that
the
was
sheriff died,
that was
but he didn't turn.
that was in Storybrooke. It was Storybrooke.
didn't
It was in the Enchanted Forest, and whenever a heart was crushed in the Enchanted Forest, they turned to dust. So, I don't know. It was
I don't know.
it was weird, but yeah,
New Enchanted Forest, maybe new rules.
yeah, but I don't know. So what kind of role do you think this split heart is gonna play into the story?
Which half has the black spot?
Ooh. Or maybe they share the black spot now.
I don't know. What if like one gets the heart taken out and dies? Does the other one die?
Yeah, are they going to be linked now? That's a good
Probably.
point. If
I mean,
one-
they've always been linked, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But now they're physically linked.
Yeah, so what if the pain that Snow White has in labor, all of a sudden Charming starts feeling?
I don't. Think
I hope it floors him.
I hope it does, but I don't think it's gonna
I hope
happen.
it floors him.
That would be hysterical.
That'd be the
Did you
funniest
see that
thing.
video of 2 guys who had
Yes.
simulated labor pains?
Yes,
No.
I have.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, so their wives took them in and they're like, "Oh, it's not gonna be so bad. I'll show you. You were complaining for nothing." And then they were literally crying, begging for it to be over. And they only did it for an hour, where the women were in labor for 36 hours.
And they're like, they didn't even have. They're like, you're only dilated to 5 centimeters right now.
Yeah. And the women were just holding their hands like, "Yep."
And they're
Yep.
smiling and laughing.
Yeah.
What they put on them was, like to have those electric. You put on your stomach and it electrocutes your abs to kind of make your. That's what they put on their bodies all over, like little electrodes, and so it makes their muscles spasm.
I remember an episode of The Cosby Show where Bill Cosby ate a meatball sandwich just before going to bed, and he had this dream, and in the dream, all the men that were on the show were pregnant, and
I've seen that.
just
I know.
before they woke up, or Bill Cosby woke up or whatever, he was going into labor, and they're wheeling him into the hospital, and one of the guys comes running out, and he goes, "Just imagine where that thing comes out of." I was just like, oh my god, that's the worst.
Oh, Lord.
C-section.
Yeah.
Best tangent ever.
I know, right? But speaking of childbirths, the baby is coming.
It is
Yes.
coming.
The very end of the episode, she goes into labor.
Yep.
So it looks as if next episode we're going to see this baby.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think we were going to see it until the finale, but it looks like we're going to see it in episode 20.
That baby's not the only new person we're going to see next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Who else are we going to see next episode?
Dorothy.
Ah.
We're going to get to see Dorothy. So next episode is called Kansas. In it, Mary Margaret is in labor and due to give birth at any moment, while the residents of Storybrooke go on high alert in an attempt to ensure that Zelina doesn't try to steal her newborn baby for
Good
use
luck with that.
in her ultimate game plan to turn back time and change her destiny, while obliterating Regina's existence.
Not just Regina.
Not Regina, I was going to say.
Not just.
Snows.
Mm-hmm. I know we talked about this or whatever, but just getting rid of Regina. How does that get rid of Henry?
Because she kills Princess Ava, which doesn't give birth to Snow White, which Snow White doesn't give birth to Emma, and Emma does not give birth to Henry.
We don't necessarily know she kills Ava.
Well, that's
Really?
true, but if she makes it so that Cora ends up with the king, Ava never ends up with the king, never has snow, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I see that. Meanwhile, in the land of Oz of the past, Glinda tries to convince Zelena to fight her evil tendencies and join her and her sister witches as a protector of Oz. So it looks like we are going to
We're gonna
at
see the
least
other
get
ones.
mention of East, West, and North.
Yeah.
Or East and North.
East gets hit by a house, so we'll see what happens to her.
Yeah.
She has the slippers, supposedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe she borrowed them from Zelena and she never gave them back.
Maybe. But the appearance of a young girl from Kansas could turn out to be her undoing. So, Dorothy.
Spoilers. At the end, they show the little clip.
Mm-hmm.
There is a clip of Dorothy throwing water on Zelena, and she's literally, her face was melting. It was really kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. This actually just came off on a weird thought. So, obviously, like, everybody knows the whole story of the Wicked Witch and water. Why have none of them in Storybrooke tried to do something like that?
Maybe she put a protection spell on her from water.
Listen.
No, I understand
should
that,
take
but that would have been
she
great
takes
if
dust
she
baths.
did, and then they, like, dump a bucket of water on her to try to stop, and she just looks at them and goes, what was that supposed to do? Like, that would have
The
been
water?
a great moment. Yeah.
The water thing might not be true.
Right.
Exactly. But also, no one's been able to touch her, let alone drop a bucket of water on her.
This is true. It would have been great to, like, bait her in somewhere and
Yeah.
then just, like, dump a bucket of water and she just
Have the
looks at them.
bucket of
A la
water on top
Carrie?
of the door trick.
Yeah, and she
A la Carrie's prom scene.
just looks at him and goes, what was that supposed to do? You know, like snarky. That would have been a great
Yeah.
scene. But then, I don't know, all of a sudden it just randomly started snowing in Storybrooke. Did you guys notice that?
I noticed that. I was like, why is it snowing at the docks?
It was like, it was fine in the middle of town. And then it's just snowing at the docks.
That's weird. Well, maybe maybe they had
Wherever
to
they
reshoot.
shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they had to reshoot something and they didn't have time to match it up too well.
I mean, that happened in Sherlock. Elementary.
Yeah.
There was scenes where there was just snow because of all the snow this winter in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. The actress that plays Red Ruby, Megan Ori, she just got through finishing. She was on a TV show. I believe it was Intelligence, if this is correct. Just got finished filming that, so that's why she hasn't actually been around.
Yeah.
Too much right now. So they're saying that she should be good to go for the spring filming
Cool.
for Once Upon a Time. So hopefully we'll get some more Riding Hood next season.
I was just missing the dynamic. It's just been Granny recently, and it's like, where's
But they
where's
have
that
been showing,
dynamic?
like they show Granny there, so it's like she's not gone. She's still part of this. So
Yeah.
they're.
Right.
But see, I would like them to do maybe Red Story or something. I mean, they. Peter and the Wolf. I mean, they didn't show that Peter died, but who knows? Maybe he isn't.
They showed a lot of blood. I think he's dead.
He might be. You don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
You don't know.
You don't know.
But I would love to see them cross storylines and have Little Red Riding Hood also be the big bad wolf with
She
three
is.
little pigs.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not just Red Riding Hood's big bad wolf, but the little pig's big bad wolf.
Well,
But who's gonna be the three little pigs?
no, the big bad wolf. Was it the big bad wolf? Also Red Riding Hood? I thought it was just a wolf. I don't think they ever called
No,
it.
Red Riding Hood. That's why she had the hood on.
No, I know that. I'm saying
Yeah,
the
she was-
fairy tale, not
No.
Once Upon a Time. The fairy tale. The wolf wasn't referred to as the big bad wolf in that fairy tale. Correct?
I don't
thought he was
remember.
just a wolf in Riding Hood's house eating grandma or whatever. I don't think it was the big bad wolf. But I would
I don't
love to see them
remember.
blend those two stories together. Hopefully they could do something like that with her. I don't know. And next season, I think they ended up scrapping Cruella de Vil. I know we mentioned that early on, somewhere around the mid-season finale. They ended up scrapping that, and I believe Cruella de Vil is on their wish list for season 4, as well as the 2 princess / Snow Queen from Frozen. They said
Yeah.
is on their wish list, looking to do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Cool.
There's just so
Yeah,
much of a
I don't
story
think-
to tell right now.
Yeah, I don't think that Cruella de Vil would have flowed nicely with all the Wicked Witch stuff.
Yeah, but
No.
at the same time, Ariel seemed a little out of place too. But they kind of made it work. But
I thought it worked.
Big rumor is there is going to be a wedding in the season finale.
Regina?
Major wedding, not like a little side, like not Ariel and Prince Eric.
No, Regina and
So-
Robin get married.
The
Yes.
3 big choices right now from the fans are Outlaw Queen,
Yes.
Captain Swan,
No.
and I don't know what they're calling Rumple and Bell.
No.
but-
Rumpel.
Rumpel.
No, I'm serious.
Is that what it? That just
Yeah.
sounds weird.
Rumpel.
that sounds like, wow, yeah.
It sounds like your ass is a bell. And
I know, it sounds like some
shake,
really
shake,
backdoor
shake your booty.
porn or something.
Rumpel.
Yeah.
Backdoor porn.
Yeah. I
I
don't
think
know.
the most likely one is Outlaw Queen.
Yep.
That seems the most likely to me as well. So here's
I'm
hoping.
hoping.
Here's hoping. I think that about wraps things up. Do you guys have anything else you would like to throw out there?
I'm going to be very disappointed if the marriage is Hook
Anything
and
but?
Swan.
I think a lot
I
of
don't
people
think it's
will.
going to be. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be. No.
I would if that's the direction they take, I'd be very disappointed because that's very not like Emma
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. One of the things that we get to see was a return of Neil in flashbacks,
Yeah.
and
That was nice.
That was a nice little.
well,
Good
now
to
we
see him
know
again.
who sent the potion.
Yeah.
Who sent the raven?
Yes. So.
It was a dove.
I know. I was making a Game of Thrones.
So hopefully
Yeah,
we'll get to see
thing.
more Neil in flashbacks, and I'm still hoping that we get to see some past alternate history version, and somehow they're able to cross timelines and get Neil back, even if it's a different version of himself, just to get him back. Like,
I don't think they can. I mean, they showed the grave. It's fairly set in stone.
I'm still hoping.
Yeah, it's more than we got for the Huntsman. He never came back.
He did. He
God,
came back in season 2 for a flashback.
well, he's doing 50 Shades of Grey right now, so you know.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, no, he was in that flashback
Is
season
he?
2 where it was like
Yes, he's playing Christian.
Yes, I know. It doesn't count.
it totally counts.
It doesn't
Flashback
count. I
does not
love
count
him.
as coming back.
No, I miss him. I miss Graham.
I miss Jefferson.
I do too.
I miss Jefferson. Oh God, Jefferson's amazing.
Jefferson Starship.
But it's super worth it for Bucky, so
Is his last
I'm
name
fine
Starship?
with it.
I doubt it.
Go.
Cleo, where can the people find your hatred for me?
You can find my hatred for Tom at Cleomoto on Twitter and, social
Everything
media and
else.
stuff. And you can find me at Twitch at the Cleomoto. I am getting my capture to work, so I'll probably stream something this week.
As I tune in to heckle her so she hates me even more.
That's
Rachel,
fine.
where can people find your love for Nickelback?
My love for Nickelback at Savannah 17 down here, right here.
Mm.
And just keep an eye out for my Twitch. Yeah, might start streaming sometime soon.
Where's your Twitch?
It is Savannah _.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
He's waiting.
Phenomenon. I'm sorry, I'm off my game.
You are.
Phenomenon.
You can find us all on tvcaptive.com as well as /ASOTV podcast right here on YouTube, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, and G+. Like, comment, subscribe, +1, share, all that fun stuff.
Retweet.
Yeah, retweet. Do stuff like that. Give us feedback. Give us stuff you'd like to see. Some shows that we may be not covering that you may be interested in us doing either this summer or next fall. And till next week, see you guys later.
Bye.
There's so much hatred for me on your Twitter. Like, I see posts every day about how much you hate me.
I hate Dom. He's such a
I love that.
ass.
It's hilarious because I don't post every day.
Let alone about me.
Yeah, let alone about Tom. All right, guys.